What's up,
And we are live. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 1318. And today is Friday, March 28th, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto most days, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. ish. And today's top stories: Galaxy Digital to pay $200 million over Terra promotion fallout. Coffeezilla shouldn't duck Logan Paul's suit over CryptoZoo claims, says judge. Dark web actors claim to have over 100,000 100K of Gemini Binance user info, and ex-FTX CEO moved to transit facility after interview. That is right. Not much in the way of news, but before those prices right now. It was a slow news story that I could already tell. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out these prices. Bitcoin's coming in sideways, 85,000 flat, down 1.61%. Ethereum, number two, $1,888, down 5.79%, which is a big dip for them. Number four, XRP, $2.19, down 5.49%. Number six, Solana, $129, down 5.19%. Number nine, Cardano, 69 cents, down 4.2%. And number 10, Tron at 23%, down 1.21%. Fair and Greed index is at a 33, with Bitcoin dominance at a 61.2 and Ethereum dominance now at a 8.3. So it's looking super scary for Ethereum officially. We shall see what happens next when it comes to them. Like I said, I think this may be the slow wave goodbye. All right. All right, really quick shout outs. This is going to be a short show. In turns, I had to do some running around this morning, but wanted to make sure we get this good news in today, even though, like I said, it's kind of a slow news day. I saw a couple of different articles out there. Nothing crazy for the most part. A lot of trends are being repeated. Hacks are happening. ETFs are being pushed. I saw Avalanche ETF being pushed again. Regulations are being pushed. SEC is dropping Wells notices. The Wells notices that they placed on people, they're dropping them. So it's kind of more of the same trend we've seen recently. So I didn't want to rehash it as well. Let's see. Oh, okay. Hi, man. You had me nervous. I was like, wait, is my sound not good? Is my sound not good? Laura Smith, what's going on? STL Solo, Super Mario, Jump Out Girls, Hidden Gangster. What up, though? All right, with that being said, let's jump into it really quick. Galaxy Digital is in the news. When I first saw this headline grabbed my attention because I was like, whoa, are they making Terra Luna promoters pay up? Like from Terra Luna's fallout? Because I couldn't readily think of Galaxy Digital. It rang a bell. It reminded me of something, but all I could think of is why is the government retroactively going after people who may have promoted a bad crypto project, right? And then I kept reading into the first paragraph and I instantly stopped. I was like, oh, okay, I know who this is now. Galaxy Digital will pay $200 million to settle allegations of promoting collapsed crypto Terra without disclosure, as the New York Attorney General claimed to spread false information. Now, again, if you're like me, you're like, wait. So some companies, supposedly spread false information about crypto. What's the deal here? Well, we keep reading on. This is Michael Novogratz crypto investment firm, Galaxy Digital. That is Michael Novogratz, of course, from Wall Street. He kind of left Wall Street after something essentially the same happened, where not necessarily he lied on something. He's lost a lot of people's money. But he agreed to pay $200 million in a settlement related to his alleged promotion of the now collapsed cryptocurrency Terra Luna. If you remember, Michael Novogratz is also the guy who decided to get the Terra Luna tattooed on his arm. I mean, he was all in. I'm pretty sure he thought this is what was going to make him like a multi-billionaire and put him in the big leagues with everyone else, right? According to New York Attorney General's office documents filed on March 24th, Galaxy Digital acquired 18.5 million Luna tokens at a 30% discount. Ah, there we go. You already got a 30% back. All right. Then promoted them before selling them without abiding by disclosure rules. The filing states ultimately Galaxy helped a little known token increase its market price from 31 cents in October 2020 to $119.18 in April of 2022, 2 years later, almost, while profiting in the hundreds of millions of dollars. All right. And I mean, that is, I guess, fair to get that fine. It's crazy they wouldn't like let everybody know that. It's not like that big of a deal in this space. But as part of the settlement agreement, Galaxy would pay $200 million in monetary relief over 3 years, $40 million within 15 days, another $40 million within 1 year, and two additional payments of $60 million due within the second or third year. So they say they spread fake news, in particular about Terra's usage. The firm allegedly stated that the South Korean payments app Chai was built on the Terra blockchain, which was not accurate. The claim was also included in a press release sent to Bloomberg, highlighting the app hosts over 2 million users and generates $1.2 billion in annualized transaction volume. The release reads these statements were false. They were based on representations by Quan and Terraform to Galaxy, but Galaxy failed to independently verify them. And that's what I was going to say. I was going to finish reading that, but um, yeah, it sounds like here they're being held accountable for not doing their due diligence, which still in this market, it shows the maturation of this market and kind of how regulators are looking at it and how they can hold people accountable. Because this now is in Trump's market when this decision is happening, right? Now a couple of things like, yeah, he is a big entity. I get it why they're going after him. I don't really think he should be fined necessarily because again, everyone's supposed to do their own due diligence. I'm not sure how Galaxy Digital works. It is one thing though, if everyone's giving him money and he's, as the portfolio, the asset manager, the portfolio manager is moving all those funds, then I kind of get how he can be fined. But still, people kind of gave him the okay, right? I don't know. So I don't know the legalities of what's going on and the fines of what that company was supposed to be doing and not supposed to be doing in New York, but I do think it does bring, like I said, another level of maturation to the space because now it's like you are going to be accountable for promoting some faulty projects, depending on how you promote it. And that is one of the reasons why years ago I went to go learn how to code because it was like, hey, I want to be able to read some of these crypto projects and these tokens and stuff and not just guess what people are talking about. I can actually look at the code and be like, oh, okay, I see what you did there. Or maybe is it open source, like you said? Can I access it? Is it closed source? Is it comments in it from 3 projects ago because this is all copied, right? So just so many different things that you're able to do after you've been in the space a long time that goes along with that due diligence of these projects to see, hey, is this real? Did they build something on their blockchain? Like how and for stuff like that, they could have did more due diligence to find something as easy as having something built on a blockchain. So they either chose not to, because they trusted Duquan or they didn't know how to. I think it's a little bit of a combination. Like I always say in this space, there's a lot of people who are semi-newish the last few years who just rush to the money, right? Rush to the meme coins, rush to the NFTs and all the fun stuff, and didn't learn about the technical things and the technical stuff that's going on in the space. And now when things like this happen, is like when Terra Luna happened, they're like, I really believe that the algorithmic stable coin that suddenly was backed by Bitcoin in the fourth quarter was going to work. And it was like, well, it doesn't even make sense for it to work if you were actually an expert in your field. So I think the next thing goes into who should get licenses, who does the government look as experts, should the Mike Novogratz of the world have this responsibility where it's like, hey, maybe he's just a crypto enthusiast too who can crowdsource more funds. Does that mean he should be held to a higher standard? I don't know. You let me know in the comments. Somebody let me know about the New York law. I don't know what's going on there, but absolutely crazy. All right, Coffeezilla shouldn't duck Logan Paul suit over Crypto Zoo claims, says a judge. Ooh, this is one of those things where it's just like you kind of see the bad guy wins and it saddens you a bit. Coffeezilla, for the most part, is one of those people who reminds me like Zach XBT, who's just kind of doing that work in these spaces, finding the people who are abusing these spaces, right? Finding the scammers of the space, finding the people who are exploiting people who are just trying to do honest things in this space. I look at Coffeezilla as one of those people, right? He was calling out scammers. Uh, Bottom line was Logan Paul launched a NFT project, promised a bunch of stuff. It did not happen like he promised, and people weren't giving refunds. And I think that was after he said he'd give them refunds. And instead of laying off it, Coffeezilla kept his foot on the gas and investigated further, which eventually led to Logan Paul trying to do a lawsuit. It was eventually tried to be blocked back and forth. And a Texas judge has found that Logan Paul sufficiently alleged Stephen Finderson, who of course is Coffeezilla, made defamatory remarks about CryptoZoo, and his lawsuit should go ahead. You know what that means?
Fight.
Yes. And that's one of those things also where like I always say all it takes is for one judge to set precedent or to allow something to happen. And it's happened. It may not seem fair, but it's happening. But that's how it goes, you know.
So come in the deep.
I mean, it is. This is one of those moments. Influencer Logan Paul should be allowed to continue a lawsuit accusing the YouTuber known as Coffeezilla of making defamatory remarks about Paul's failed CryptoZoo project, a Texas magistrate judge said. The best thing I can say is Coffeezilla will have to countersue, and not only countersue, but countersue for damages and losses of what he will inquire by continuing to go, or I guess continue to fight this against Logan Paul. But this is like an old tactic you see bigger companies do. And the Paul brothers are big enough to be considered a company as far as income generated and things of that sort. And that stall people out. Again, the same thing. This is the same thing you saw the United States government do with Ripple. They tried to kind of destroy Ripple with the lawsuit and everything else, but they were happy to just slow it down for a few years. The SEC being doing that to Ripple. This is the SEC, Logan Paul, doing this to Coffeezilla XRP essentially. He's like, all right, you know what? I can't get you to stop talking about me not keeping my promise and doing a good crypto project and fleecing a bunch of unintelligent people who listen to me, uninformed people, should I say, for sure, who listen to me. Since I can't stop you from talking about that, I'll just directly come after you now, using the civil and illegal system to slow you down, to try to chip away your finances, your reputation, things of that sort. So the best thing for Coffeezilla to do at this point would just be to countersue and include those damages. But again, this was a March 26th report filed in San Antonio federal court. Magistrate Judge Henry Bemparad recommended that federal judge Orlando Garcia, overseeing the case, deny Coffeezilla bid to toss Paul's lawsuit, as Coffeezilla presented his claims more akin to facts than mere opinion. At the pleading stage, plaintiff Paul has sufficiently alleged that the statements at issue in the case are reasonably capable of defamatory, meaning they are not unactionable opinions. Bremapur Pratt wrote. The court should reject defendant's contention that context renders Coffeezilla's statements non-defamatory. He added, of course, he's saying Phoenix Signs, his last name. I can't pronounce it, so I'm saying Coffeezilla. And again, this is from Paul suing him in June because of his NFT claim. So crazy to see. Of course, the Crypto Zoo is taking a victory lap about this, being pretty excited about it, whatever. But again, to me, this is like one of those things where the bad guy is using the system to kind of get ahead. The project didn't do what it did. He hasn't paid people back. You haven't apologized. It's a bad project. It was a rug pull. Just apologize, let it be, and move on at the very least. But tooth and nail, tooth and nail. I guess this is how you get those hundreds of millions. It is what it is. Dark web actors claim to have over 100K of Gemini and Binance user info. A Binance spokesperson told Cointelegraph that the exchange is aware of recent claims circulating regarding a potential data breach involving Binance. It looks like they have hundreds of thousands of user records, including names, passwords, and location data of Gemini and Binance users, putting the apparent list for sale on the internet. I won't get into it. It says 100,000 records, which actually isn't that many when you look at Binance included with Gemini. But what I will say is this: in the effort just to cut through all the mess, it's just a good time for spring cleaning, right? It's almost April right now, a couple of days away. It's just a good time for spring cleaning. Go through and change all your passwords, change some of your usernames, make sure you have a solid password manager and you don't have to worry about it. But yes, if you are on Binance or Gemini, there's a strong chance some sort of your data could have been leaked. If you're using the VPN, you have location data on there. Who cares? If you're only linking it to an email, who cares, right? But again, that username and password may be exposed. So you might want to change that and ensure you're not using it anywhere else as well. Stan said Paul is in Aruba with Richard Hart. I can actually see that. That is hilarious. Uh, hey, you know what? I don't want to say alleged scammer or whatever he is. I would say this is working in America right now. The people pulling the plays for some reason are getting away with it. Is madness right now, or seemingly they think they're getting away with it. All right, last but not least, like I said, I do have to run. FTX CEO moved to transit facility after interview. I saw the SEC nominee, chair nominee Paul Atkins being pressed by the Congress and Senate. Hey, if Sam Beckman-Fried wants a partner, are you going to give it to him? Are you selling your companies to him? They're already pressing people about SBF, but he is back in the news. He is no longer located at Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn after an unsanctioned interview with Tucker Carlson. That is right. He said it's not just the Crips in LA doing podcasts from federal prison. I want into, all right? I don't know what's going on with criminals in these podcasts at the same time they're locked up, but this is 2025. Never thought I'd see this. Could you imagine like Billy the Kid or what was it, Bonnie and Clyde back in the day? If some of these folks were caught alive and have podcasts right after, it'd be amazing. Officials with the actually, I won't say amazing in a good way because I'm sure they have real life victims. It would be very interesting to say the least, right? Officials with the Federal Bureau of Prisons have moved former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to a transit facility days after political commentator Tucker Carlson interviewed him. And Tucker Carlson, to me, should be semi-held accountable too. Why aren't you going through the proper channels to interview a criminal, man? Don't give a criminal some dirt bag, some good press, a microphone, and a camera. What are you doing? We're trying to bury this guy, and Tucker Carlson's out here trying to revive him again. What do you have against the American government, Tucker? What do you have against the good thin blue line out there of police and correction officers and judges who said this guy was a menace? He destroyed people's lives. Okay, Tucker, I thought you were a good American. Let's go back to the drawing board with this one. I don't know why he would do this without contacting the prison. But as of March 27th, the Bureau's website showed Bankman-Fried was being housed at the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City, suggesting he may be moved from the facility where he was incarcerated while awaiting trial and then moving forward with an appeal of his conviction. Carlson remotely interviewed Bankman-Fried, commonly known as SBF, from the MDC in Brooklyn on New York on March 5th, a reportedly unsanctioned event that resulted in the former FTX CEO being sent to solitary confinement. That's right. He wanted to be in prison. He got to be up in it now. So again, they're talking about the reason to the move was because after his conviction, whatever, he was just sitting there in transit anyway. So he may have already been getting ready to move. Of course, he is roommates with Diddy. Who knows what's going on in that seal? All right. They're talking finances, his baby oil. I don't know. All right. It's a lot of crazy stuff that may be happening there. I'm not privy to it, nor do I want to be. But I will say this: we're not going to give these savage animals any more airtime. All right. Move them and secure them away. Throw away the key. Hey, make sure you smash that like and share. And I will see you all next week. Some more crypto news. There should be some new shows coming on this week. And I think BK Crypto might be launching their show tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Smash that like and share. And I will see you.